Hi folks, I'm Steve Butler. Today we're building a sandcastle. No, we're not at the beach. Come see how we do it here in the garage. Okay, let's have a look at our project. We're using pressure-treated lumber, and we're using 4x4 posts to create the towers or the post of the castle. We have 1x6 pressure-treated, 1 inch thick, and we're just notching them or cutting a deep dado into the sides of our posts, and that's what's going to hold and house this project and keep it together. Now these are deep dados, and you can see how it just sits right down on the shoulder of our post. That creates the stability. We're just going to glue and screw those together. Now we're also going to create what's called some dental molding, and we're going to do that using our stacked dado blades on the table saw. We've created these little stained glass looking windows, and that's just on the bandsaw on the table saw as well. We have some caps, some fence post caps I just picked up at my local home center, and when I added the dental molding on top, it really made this post come to life. It really made it look like a castle. Our bottom is just sitting in there, and it's held up with cleats that are screwed and glued to the sides of our 1x6s. And this is a really fun project, so let's get started. Okay, the first thing we need to do is cut our pieces to length. Now I'm using pressure-treated lumber. This stuff is soaked in chemicals and preservatives so that it resists decay and rot. I'm going to, in the end, paint it up, but still, you want to make sure you use a dust mask. I'm using just an inexpensive paper one. If you want to, if you're going to use this material a lot, buy yourself a proper respirator. It's well worth it. You don't want to be breathing this stuff in. You could also do this project in cedar. It's a little bit more money, or Douglas fir, whatever you want. First thing we're going to do is I need 4 posts that make up the towers of the castle of the sandbox, and they're at 23 inches. So I just set up my chop saw. Make sure you have your glasses on. All right, that looks great. Now what we need to do are cut our front and back and our side pieces to length. How this project came about? Well, I remember seeing some bunk beds that were made using 4x4 posts, and they did the exact same joinery. I was a guest artist at a school up in Vermont. I was teaching there for a week, and the dormitories had these beds, these simple bunk beds made with this simple joinery, but they were really, really sturdy. And at the time, we didn't have much money, and my son was getting larger and needed a new bed, and I thought of those bunk beds, so I made him a toddler-sized bed based after the ones I saw at this school in Vermont. Okay, I'm using 1x6, 5/4 pressure treated, and what that means, it's 1 1/4 inches thick. And I like using this stock. First of all, it's a little beefier. I mean, kids are going to sit on the edge of this sandbox, so you want something pretty thick. But it also, the edges come rounded. And That way I don't have to use a router and round them over. I'm going to run my hands over them. I don't want any sharp edges. Kids are going to play on this, as well as I'm going to be painting it. But again, now we're just going to cut. Our side pieces are 34 inches, and in the front and back are 46 inches. Again, wear your dust mask.